I thought I would take a closer look at this guy, Chris Lakota, or Lakota, however you say his name, because apparently he was an unsung hero the night of the Aurora shooting, and I really don't know much about him, so I thought, I should learn a little bit about him. So this story was posted on denverpost.com on the 29th of July, and that's when it was last updated. According to Chris's friend George, who I communicated with via YouTube messages, there are some inaccuracies in this article. Regardless, according to George, he and his friend Chris were in Theater 15 that night watching Spider-Man. I don't know where that theater was in relation to Theater 9, but at the end of the movie, as the credits rolled, a theater employee walked in front of the screen and announced that there was an emergency and elaborated that it was not a fire. Chris, at that time, I don't know if he was still in the theater, but he noticed people streaming out of Theater 9, and he, quote, knew that there was a gunman in there. So he, according to this article, decided to go back into Theater 9, and he rescued Bonnie Kate. However, according to Chris's friend George, there was an article about my friend in the Denver Post newspaper, and they got the details wrong. He didn't go back into the theater to find Bonnie. We found her outside. When we listened to Chris's little video here, and I apologize for the quality of it, it's difficult to really determine where he was in the theater. But from what I got from it, it sounds like he was somewhere inside the theater, not completely outside of the building.
Over and I just went into the, and I just, like I said, I thought once more into the breach, dear friends, live and die on this day, and I just went in to the crowd, went in, and I saw Bonnie in trouble. I just she had been moved by the crowd, was stumbling. I just put her arm over me and just proceeded to get her out of there. I just wrapped her up really quick and turned that corner. I didn't see anything. It was dark, people were panicking. I just grabbed the first person I could help, and just took off, and everybody started panicking and sprinting really crazy. And I looked back, and that's when I made a beeline for the I just told her time to move, and I just grabbed her up and moved to the side there, where the posters are in the front, and then I proceeded to take care of her and the wound. I gave her water. I wrapped the wound up with a sweatshirt. Then the nurse came and helped. I asked if anyone was a nurse. They came. Then I asked the officer, I think his name was Larrabee, he came down, I pulled him down, he started to get help, and from there, we were there quite a while, sitting there and taking care of her, and then finally, they said, you guys gotta get her up, can you guys get her up and move her? And I said, yeah, I could. I just lifted her up, and we just proceeded to walk far around the building. I'm glad I helped her, and she was a very sweet girl, and I'm proud of her, and she was very tough. A lot of people were injured and screaming and stuff. She hardly let out a peep,
Okay, so according to the video and this article, Chris put a sweatshirt under her head, Bonnie Kate's head, and wrapped another one around her knee. And he also had told Bonnie not to look at her leg, which at first was spouting blood as fast as a pour from an uncorked bottle of wine. Unfortunately, Chris's friend George has made his 2 videos of that night private, so I have to steal an uploaded version from Historical Records Vault. Please forgive me. Anyways, I wanted to look at Bonnie Kate's left knee because that's the one that had the gunshot wound, and also take a look for the sweatshirt and to see any blood spouting from the knee and any blood on the ground.
Casualties over here. You need to come over here. Can you get up?
Shit, her legs broke. She's not gonna be.
So I don't see blood yet.
Okay, you guys lift her up? Yeah, I could. Hey, George, grab that.
Yep, dude. Yep, you got it, man.
You guys, wait. Stop a second.
Want to help carry her out? So yeah.
Where is she going?
We're gonna try to get her to an ambulance, man.
Okay, somebody hold her heel.
You guys need some help?
All right,
You guys got it?
All right.
Everybody got it?
Okay, so there's the left knee. I'm not seeing blood. Let's take a look, and also no sweatshirt. Let's take a look for any blood that might drip onto the sidewalk. And I believe once they start walking this way, George pans over this way and we can take a look at the sidewalk for all of the blood from the gunshot wounds. No blood. No blood on the sidewalk anywhere, no blood dripping, and her knee is not wrapped up.
Can you need
No blood on the sidewalk as he pans back to where they were.
help? You got everything?
No blood. Okay, so maybe it wasn't dripping profusely and it wasn't spouting blood as Chris said. I didn't see any blood, but perhaps I'm going blind. Maybe someone can tell me the exact time in the video when they spotted blood. I really don't want to believe that all of these things are lies. I'm just very skeptical of everything, so maybe I'm only seeing what I want to see at this point, so I'm open to other people's opinions. I thought because Chris was so heroic that night that I could learn more about him by doing a lovely Google search. My first search involved Chris Lakota, Aurora, Colorado, which came up with next to nothing. So I got rid of the Aurora, Colorado and just did Chris Lakota, and up top are the Denver Post articles, and I thought, I'll find a lot from mainstream media because they love to find the heroic stories in horrible cases like this, but as you can see, there are none. So I'm looking for an explanation for this to help me understand why there wouldn't be any stories on such a hero from that night by anyone in mainstream media. So I'm just looking for answers. I'm looking for common sense, logic. What would be an explanation for that? Why is there no mainstream articles about this hero, Chris Lakota, from that night? Anyone?